You see these logos literally every single day. You buy their stuff. You probably even love them. But what if I told you that the history of your favorite brands is a complete lie? What if their origin stories are just a cover-up for something way crazier and sometimes something way darker? Today we're going to be exposing 10 brand secrets that they thought you would never find out. We're talking classified missions, genius ideas born from epic failure, and insane controversies these companies spent millions trying to bury. The story you think you know is about to be completely rewritten, so get ready. First off is Wrigley's accidental empire. So think of Wrigley's, you think of juicy fruit, right? They basically own chewing gum. You think they were masters at making gum from day one, but you would be wrong. The entire Wrigley empire was built completely by accident as a total afterthought. Back in the 1890s, the founder, William Wrigley Jr., was selling soap, and his business was failing. So, get people to buy his soap, he threw in free baking powder. And the craziest things started happening. People wanted the free baking powder more than they wanted the soap. So he completely switched his business to baking powder alone. But he ran into the same problem. The competition was just insane, so he needed a new freebie. He started giving away 2 packs of free gum with each can. And what do you think happened? The gum was an absolute sensation. People were literally asking, can we buy just the gum and forget about the baking powder? So he pivoted again. And that's how Juicy Fruit was born. This mega brand wasn't born from a love of gum. It happened because of the free stuff he was giving away that was better than what he was actually selling. Their entire empire was built on a freebie that became the main event. That's just ridiculous. Secret 2 is 3M's foundation of failure. Post-it notes, scotch tape, 3M makes everything. They seem like geniuses, but the company's name, 3M, is basically a cover-up for one of the biggest fails in business history. 3M stands for Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing. In 1902, they started a company to mine a super valuable mineral. They invested a ton of money, built a huge factory, and started digging. There was just one huge problem. The mineral they were mining wasn't the right one. It was a completely worthless rock. Their entire business was dead from the start. They were a mining company with nothing to mine. This is the secret that they try to bury. They could either go bankrupt or they could pivot. They were so desperate they just started experimenting, which led to their first product, sandpaper. This scramble to survive is what made them who they are today. Experimenting wasn't just a fun idea, it was the only way to not go broke. And this is how they invented the Post-it note. A scientist accidentally made a super weak glue that everyone thought was useless. But then another guy realized it was perfect for bookmarks. This massive company wasn't built on a brilliant idea, it was built on a pile of worthless rock and a desperate plan not to fail. Secret number 3 is the Avon Lady's literary secret. Avon calling, you hear that and you think of lipstick, right? A brand all about makeup, but I'm about to blow your mind. The secret is, Avon had nothing to do with makeup. The first Avon salesperson was actually a man, and he was selling books. It all started with a book salesman named David H. McConnell. Selling books door to door was super hard. So to get people to listen to him, he came up with a crazy idea. He gave away free perfume samples just so women would let him pitch his books. And it worked way too well. Women wanted the free perfume way more than they wanted the books. McConnell realized he was in the wrong business. These tiny perfume bottles were more exciting than entire books, so he founded a perfume company and hired women to sell to other women because he knew they'd be amazing at it. The company wasn't even called Avon for decades. So yeah, one of the biggest makeup companies in the world was started by a guy using perfume as bait to sell books. But it gets even crazier because in the 2010s, Avon was hit with a huge rivalry scandal in China that completely shattered their public image. A modern secret that made things way darker. Next up is Hasbro's scrappy beginnings. Transformers, G.I. Joe, Monopoly, Hasbro is a toy giant. You'd think they were always toy geniuses, but their secret history is way less exciting. It doesn't start with amazing toys, it starts with junk. I'm not kidding, in 1923 the founders of Hasbro were selling leftover scraps of cloth. Their first products weren't toys, They were pencil boxes. For almost 20 years, the company that gave us Optimus Prime was actually selling fabric scraps. They didn't make their first toy for years. This is a secret that they've tried to bury under billions of dollars and blockbuster movies. And their first hit toy? It was Mr. Potato Head, a box of plastic parts you had to stick in a real potato. Can you imagine? Their real secret weapon wasn't even making their own toys. It was licensing. Hasbro got amazing at buying other people's ideas and turning them into mega hits. G.I. Joe was theirs, but the insane success of Transformers and My Little Pony came from finding ideas that already existed and making them famous. The secret is that this toy empire wasn't built on imagination. It was built on cloth scraps and buying other people's ideas. Secret number 5 is Starbucks' war on its own name. Starbucks is everywhere. That green logo is iconic. The story you know is that Howard Schultz turned a small coffee shop into a global empire. But that's not the beginning. The first secret is that the original founders of Starbucks would hate what it is today. The first Starbucks in 1971 only sold roasted coffee beans. That's it. They were coffee purists. If you asked for a brewed coffee, they would have literally looked at you in disgust. They didn't sell drinks, so Howard Schultz's idea for a coffee house completely betrayed what the founders wanted. But a newer secret is even crazier. The company tried to delete its own name. In 2011, Starbucks released a new logo. They removed the words Starbucks Coffee, and the name was gone. People went absolutely nuts. Fans felt betrayed. It was a PR nightmare. Most companies would have changed it back, but Starbucks didn't. It was a cold-blooded move so that they could sell more than just coffee. They buried their own name in plain sight, a ruthless move to show that they were going to get even bigger. Adidas versus Puma. It's one of the biggest rivalries in the world. But the real story that both companies tried to bury for decades isn't about business. It's about two brothers who hated each other and a dark past involving Nazis. In the 1920s, the Dassler brothers Adi and Rudolf started a shoe company in their mom's laundry room. Adi was the genius inventor and Rudolf was the superstar salesman. They were unstoppable. They even got Jesse Owens to wear their shoes at the 1936 Berlin Olympics. But here's the dark secret. Both brothers were members of the Nazi Party. And during World War II, their relationship completely fell apart. They grew to hate each other. After the war, they split the company and became sworn enemies. Adi Dassler founded Adidas, and his brother Rudolf started Puma right across town. The rivalry was so intense it split their entire town in half. Adidas and Puma employees couldn't even talk to each other. This epic sneaker war wasn't about competition, it was born from pure hatred between two brothers and a dark past that they wanted everyone to forget. The entire sneaker industry was built on a family tragedy. Secret the 7th is Procter & Gamble's Satanic Panic. Procter & Gamble makes everything. Tide, Pampers, Crest toothpaste. They are the most wholesome, family-friendly company imaginable. Which is why it's absolutely crazy that for 20 years they had to fight a rumor that they were secretly working with the devil? I'm not making this up. It was all about their old logo. A man in the moon with 13 stars. In the 1970s, a rumor went viral that the logo was a symbol for Satanism. People said that you could see the number 666 in the beard. The story was completely insane, but it spread everywhere. And this was before the internet. P&G got thousands of angry calls and people boycotted their products because they thought that buying soap was supporting Satan. P&G spent millions on PR and even sued people, but nothing worked. The rumor was just too powerful, so finally the company just gave up. They completely removed their own historic logo. They were forced to bury their own history because of a crazy conspiracy theory that they couldn't even kill. Next is the racist caricature behind Aunt Jemima. For 131 years, you saw the face of Aunt Jemima on pancake boxes. The company, Quaker Oats, said that she was a beloved icon, but that was a complete lie. The secret they hid for a century is that Aunt Jemima wasn't real. She was a racist caricature from a blackface minstrel show. In the 1880s, the creators of the pancake mix saw a white performer in blackface playing a character called Aunt Jemima. That character was based on the mammy stereotype, an incredibly offensive caricature, and they made that the face of their brand. For decades, Quaker Oats made tiny changes to her image to try and hide the history, but they kept the name and the face, refusing to admit where it came from. They tried to bury the truth, but in 2020, the pressure was just too much. The secret was out. And in 2021, after over a century of profiting from a racist stereotype, they finally retired the name and image. The brand is now called Pearl Milling Company. They basically admitted the history they sold you for 131 years was a lie. Our penultimate secret is Papa John's and the founder that they had to bury. Better ingredients, better pizza. You know the guy who said that in every commercial? Papa John Schnatter? He was the brand. But the secret that almost destroyed the company is that their own founder was their biggest problem. The entire brand was built around him. But then he started causing huge problems. In 2018, he blamed slow sales on NFL players protesting, and it caused a PR disaster. But then it got worse. It came out that on a media training call, a call literally meant to prevent mistakes, Schnatter used a racial slur. The brand became instantly toxic. Their stock crashed. Partners left. It was an absolute catastrophe. The company had a choice: sync with the founder or completely erase her. So they erased it. In a move you never see, they forced him to resign and scrubbed his face from everything. No more face in the pizza box, no more commercials. The company named Papa John's had to convince the world that they had nothing to do with Papa John. It was a brutal survival move. And our final secret is the day that Coca-Cola destroyed itself. Coca-Cola is the most powerful brand on earth. Their biggest secret is the formula, right? Wrong. Their biggest secret is the time they literally destroyed Coca-Cola themselves. It's 1985 and Coke is losing to Pepsi. People think Pepsi tastes better, so in a panic, Coke executives secretly created a new, sweeter formula. They called it New Coke. And in taste tests, it beat everything. So they made one of the biggest blunders in history. They got rid of the original Coke forever and replaced it. They killed their own icon. And the public went absolutely crazy. People were calling and screaming at them. Coke's data said that people would like the taste, but it didn't tell them that people loved the brand. The backlash was so bad that after only 79 days, they had to admit defeat and bring back Coca-Cola Classic. New Coke was one of the biggest failures of all time, and it's a secret reminder that a brand is more than just a drink. So what do we just learn from this? The official story is never the whole story. Empires were built by accident. Giants were born from total failure. And the world's biggest sneaker brands were created from pure hatred. These secrets show you the crazy reality behind the logos that you see every single day. The biggest brands in the world make insane mistakes and have dark secrets that they try to bury. The perfect image is just a lie. The real story is always crazier than you think. If you can't believe what you just heard, smash that like button and subscribe right now so that you don't miss the next video. What secret shocked you the most, and what brand should we expose next? Tell me down in the comments right now.
For more trending brand news, subscribe to our channel and visit designrush.com.